the future of what Bitcoin, of what blockchain means to the entire world. Texas wants to be the centerpiece of that. And so we are promoting it, we are advancing it, but I would say we're providing the platform for those who are involved in blockchain, for those who are involved in Bitcoin, to make sure that they're going to have a location they can come to that does not have the sense of friction that comes along with high regulation. So that makes the ease of business far better, and it promotes that innovation. So we will continue advancing, and Bitcoin and blockchain is the cutting edge of innovation in the world right now.
Absolutely. And the ethos of Texas, one of independent thinking and a can-do attitude, aligns really well with the spirit of Bitcoin. So tell us a little bit more about what you have been doing to make Texas Bitcoin country.
Well, in addition to making it open and inviting for people here, we actually, this past session, we passed some laws to make it far better. We created a working group to make sure that we're going to be focused on the type of legislation that will make it more inviting. Understand this, and that is when Texas engages in legislation, we don't want to be over-regulatory. We're kind of anti-regulation, but we want to provide an infrastructure to make sure that blockchain and Bitcoin will be able to succeed.
So, Governor, the demand response program and the world-leading Texas energy industry, what have you seen the Bitcoin mining industry been able to do when they come in and they partner with oil and gas, they partner with executives at ERCOT in the demand response capabilities of curtailing that load? How has that benefited Texas and the grid?
So first, you mentioned demand response, which is kind of a sophisticated knowledge about the way this whole process works that your viewers may not know what you're talking about. Let me explain to that and plug it into what's going on in the grid. When you refer to demand response, generally speaking, what that refers to is that in Texas, for your viewers who may not know, we have an open, independent power grid. Most states, and not all states, have a heavy regulated power structure, so they have a kind of a singular utility program in their state. Texas doesn't have that. We have a free market system in the state of Texas, where people get to go purchase power from the lowest power provider, the lowest cost power provider. And now, when we do that, what happens is that there can be so much demand for power at times of high need for power, such as in a heavy winter storm. There needs to be a demand response so that people who don't really need power for a few hours or a day or so, they can ratchet back on their power demand. So that's the demand response, so that Bitcoin, those who make Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever the case may be, listen, a few hours of lost power is not going to destroy their business, whereas it could with the hospital or something like that. So here's the way that it works, and that is, with all of the Bitcoin miners in the state of Texas, it is good for our power grid system in this sense, and that is it creates more demand on an ongoing basis, and that provides the investment incentive for power generators to come invest more to create more power in the state of Texas, while working at the same time where the Bitcoin miners are able to ratchet back if there is a need for surplus power to keep essential services online. And so it works hand in hand. Is great for the Bitcoin miners to have access to, if not the lowest cost, one of the lowest cost of power in the entire world, right. While at the same time being able to generate even more power generation that will lower the cost even more.
Absolutely. And when we have that increased generation, that increased base load, and the peaks are getting shaved off the demand, off of the duck curve, that can only be beneficial for Texas power prices. Consumers will, because of that increased supply, have lower power prices.